Welcome back to Sunday Seeds of Thought with Rooted in Rising. I'm Dr. Carmela Maxell. Let's start this week off right. Not by scrambling to perfect everything before Monday arrives. Not by trying to predict every conversation you'll have this week. Not by reorganizing your planner for the 5th time. Not by adding 17 things to your Amazon cart that you absolutely convince yourself are somehow going to transform your entire personality by Wednesday. Because let's be honest, they're probably not. Before tomorrow begins, before the emails start, before the notifications, before the Zoom meetings, Teams meetings, conference calls, and group chats, before everyone else tells you what they need from you, I want to ask you something. When was the last time you protected your peace before you protected your productivity? Somewhere along the way, many of us quietly accepted a lie. That our value is measured by our output. That if we're exhausted, we must be working hard. That if we're constantly busy, we must be important. That if we're available to everyone else 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, somehow that makes us a better employee, a better parent, a better friend, a better person. But here's the question. Who the hell taught us that? Seriously. Who decided that the first thing our brains should consume every morning is everybody else's emergencies? Because most of us wake up, grab our phones, and immediately begin reading emails from people who have had absolutely no consideration for the fact that we haven't even brushed our teeth yet. Our nervous systems don't even get a chance to clock in before they're already working overtime. As a mental health professional, I spend a lot of time talking to people who believe they're burned out because they have too much to do. Sometimes that's true. But sometimes they're burned out because they never gave themselves permission to exist before they began performing. There's a difference. One is about workload. The other is about identity. Think about your mornings. How many of us wake up already behind? Already apologizing to ourselves? Already negotiating? I'll skip breakfast. I'll answer one email. I'll just check Teams really quick. I'll only scroll for 5 minutes. You know good and damn well it won't be for 5 minutes. 5 minutes somehow becomes 43. Now you're late. You're irritated. You haven't stretched. You haven't eaten. You haven't had a single original thought because your brain has been flooded with everyone else's opinions before it even had the opportunity to hear your own. And here's something fascinating. Your brain wasn't designed to start the day in a constant state of reaction. When we're immediately exposed to stressors, notifications, breaking news, conflict, endless information, our nervous system begins preparing for threat before we've even assessed whether a threat actually exists. That's one of the reasons so many people tell me they feel anxious before breakfast. It's not because breakfast is stressful. It's because your brain has already convinced itself the day is on fire. Peace doesn't usually disappear all at once. It leaks away. One notification, one obligation, one unnecessary yes, one comparison, one doom scroll, one interruption after another. Until one day someone asks, "What do you like to do?" And you genuinely don't know anymore. Because somewhere along the way, all of your energy became devoted to managing life instead of experiencing it. Now, don't misunderstand me. Productivity isn't the enemy. Purpose matters. Goals matter. Deadlines matter. I'm not suggesting at all that we all quit our jobs, move into cabins, and communicate exclusively through carrier pigeons. Responsibilities are real. Bills are real. Children have this annoying habit of expecting to eat every single day. And so do we. I understand that. But somewhere between responsibility and survival, many of us stopped believing we deserved peace unless we earned it. But what if peace wasn't a reward? What if it was preparation? Think about athletes. They don't begin a marathon by sprinting. Musicians don't walk on stage without tuning their instruments. Pilots don't simply hope the plane figures itself out. Preparation matters. So why do we expect ourselves to function optimally without preparing our minds? Imagine tomorrow looking different. Imagine waking up, taking one deep breath. Not because breathing fixes everything, but because it reminds your body that you're safe. Drinking your coffee before reading an email. Walking outside for 5 minutes. Reading one page of a book. Praying. Meditating. Stretching. Listening to birds instead of breaking news. Sitting in silence long enough to remember that your own thoughts still exist. Those moments may seem insignificant. They're not. They're deposits. Tiny investments into a nervous system that spends the rest of the day making withdrawals. One of the greatest misconceptions about peace is that it's something you find. We talk about finding peace as if it's hiding behind a tree somewhere waiting for us. Peace isn't found. It's protected. It's protected every time you say, I'm not answering work emails at 10 o'clock tonight. It's protected every time you decide that one more task can wait until tomorrow. It's protected every time you choose rest over guilt. Every time you choose presence over performance. Every time you remember that your humanity existed long before your productivity report. And here's something I want you to carry into this week. People who love you, really love you, don't benefit from the version of you that's constantly depleted. Your children don't need the most productive parent. Your partner doesn't need the busiest spouse. Your friends don't need the person who always says yes while secretly falling apart. The people who truly care about you need you. Present, healthy, emotionally available. Not perfect, just present. So here's your seed for the week. Before you give the world your attention, give yourself your presence. Take one deep breath. Exhale all the expectations the world, and maybe even you, have already placed on your shoulders before you've had a chance to simply exist. Remember, the people around you don't need the busiest version of you. They need the healthiest one. And maybe, just maybe, you do too. Until next time, stay rooted in who you are and keep rising into who you're becoming. If today's seed gave you something to think about, I'd love for you to pass it along. Someone once shared something with you that changed your life. Maybe this week's message can do that for someone else. Be sure to follow Rooted and Rising with Dr. Carmela Maxell. Leave a review if you haven't already, and join me every Tuesday for our full-length conversations, and every Sunday for another seed of thought. Until then, protect your peace. The rest of the world can wait 5 more minutes. Take care.